Ibrahima Konate gives biggest contract. Hint yet, as Liverpool set for a summer defensive shakeup. Liverpool's defense has been under the microscope for the past few seasons. With the aging of key figures and the need for fresh faces, the club has been consistently linked with defensive reinforcements. However, as the summer transfer window approaches, it seems there may be significant changes on the horizon. One of the most significant developments could revolve around the future of Ibrahima Konate, who has given his biggest hint yet that his contract situation is nearing a turning point. Konate's current contract runs until 2026, and despite being one of the most solid performers at the back this season, negotiations for an extension are still in limbo. Liverpool fans are holding their breath, hoping that their powerful French centre-back will commit to a long-term future at Anfield. The prospect of losing Konate is a genuine concern, with several big clubs eyeing him, notably Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, who have expressed an interest in bringing him back to France. Yet, despite these external pressures, Konate remains committed to the cause at Liverpool, and recent events point toward his ongoing desire to remain with the Reds, even if an agreement on a new contract has yet to materialize. His performance in crucial matches, including the latest Champions League clash, suggests a player who wants to keep striving for success at the highest level. But with major changes looming at the club's defense, there's still much to unfold in the months ahead. Virgil van Dijk's potential departure. Liverpool's defensive shakeup is not just about Konate. The club may also be preparing for the possible exit of Virgil van Dijk, the stalwart of their backline. Van Dijk's contract is set to expire at the end of next season, and with no new deal in sight, the Dutchman could be on his way out of the club when his current terms conclude. It's a possibility that Liverpool fans are still coming to terms with, given Van Dijk's importance in their recent successes. Van Dijk's leadership, composed defending, and ability to dominate aerial duels have made him one of the best centre-backs in the world. However, as the clock ticks down on his contract, there's a sense that Liverpool may be prepared to move forward with a new generation of defensive leaders. The potential departure of Van Dijk would mark the end of an era for the club's defense, and his exit would create a massive hole in the heart of the back line. Joe Gomez's injury and future at Liverpool. The uncertainty doesn't stop with Van Dijk and Konate. Joe Gomez, Liverpool's longest-serving player, has had an injury-plagued campaign, which has hindered his opportunities to play. While Gomez remains a dependable option when fit, the 26-year-old has struggled with consistency and injuries in recent seasons. This leaves questions about his future at Anfield. Gomez has been with Liverpool since he was a teenager, but his current injury woes mean he may be on the move sooner rather than later. It is understood that once he recovers, the club could look to sell him in order to raise funds and make space for new arrivals. Despite his long-standing connection to the club, the uncertainty surrounding his position is growing, with potential suitors watching his situation closely. The Konate contract situation. A delicate conundrum is for Konate. There's no denying that he's grown into one of the most reliable defenders in the Premier League. The 25-year-old Frenchman, who was signed from RB Leipzig in 2021, has battled through injury issues in the past, but has managed to shake off those concerns this season to emerge as a key figure at the back for Jurgen Klopp's side. His solid performances have made him one of the most highly rated defenders in Europe. Despite his growing reputation, there is still no breakthrough in contract talks between Liverpool and Konate's representatives. This creates a bit of a conundrum for the club, who would love to lock him down to a long-term deal. The uncertainty surrounding Konate's future is creating a dilemma for the Reds, as they want to avoid losing him at a time when their defense may need more reinforcements rather than departures. The fact that Konate's contract runs until 2026 does give Liverpool some breathing room, but it's clear that the club needs to act quickly to prevent any further speculation from growing. PSG's interest in the defender has only added fuel to the fire, and it's clear that the Frenchman's talents are attracting attention from the continent's top clubs. Derbijzieter. PSG's interest in Ibrahima Konate PSG has been particularly vocal in their pursuit of Konate. The League One giants have been known to target high-quality defensive talent, and Konate fits that bill perfectly. Having made his mark in the French league before moving to Liverpool, there's a sense that Konate would feel at home in Paris. His physicality, pace, and composure on the ball make him an ideal fit for a PSG defense that has been looking for reinforcements in recent seasons. Liverpool fans were treated to a fascinating subplot when Konate faced PSG during the Champions League last 16 first leg at the Parc des Princes. Konate had a key defensive role in the match and was heavily involved in the action, providing a vital contribution to Liverpool's defensive solidity. In a moment that will go down in the annals of European football, Konate made an important defensive intervention that infuriated PSG's director Luis Campos, who felt that the Frenchman should have been penalized for his challenge on Bradley Barcola. However, the referee did not award a penalty or a red card, much to the dismay of the home side. Following the match, Konate's celebrations were emphatic. As Liverpool secured a famous win thanks to a late strike from Harvey Elliott, Konate was seen pumping his fist in the air, celebrating with his teammates. It was a moment that demonstrated his passion for the club, and he appeared fully invested in Liverpool's cause. His joy was contagious, and it was a reminder of just how much he means to the team. The case for a new contract, despite the rumors linking him to PSG, Konate's actions on the pitch and his celebrations after crucial victories seem to suggest that he's not in a rush to leave Liverpool. He's aware of the significance of his role at the club, and the fans clearly adore him. In his own words, Konate has expressed that while talks for a new contract haven't progressed, he is not actively seeking a move away from Anfield. For Liverpool, securing a long-term future for Konate would be a monumental victory. The Frenchman has formed a solid partnership with Van Dijk in the heart of the defense, and together they have built one of the strongest defensive units in European football. Keeping Konate would ensure that Liverpool retains a world-class centre-back for years to come. The club knows that a large part of their success in recent years has been built on a solid defense, and Konate's presence in that backline has been central to that success. With the likes of Van Dijk potentially on the way out and Gomez's future uncertain, securing Konate's future could be one of the most important pieces of business for Liverpool in the upcoming months. The summer defensive shakeup, A's the summer, approaches. There is a strong sense that Liverpool could undergo a defensive shakeup. With questions surrounding Van Dijk, Gomez, and Konate, Klopp's defensive plans for next season are very much up in the air. The prospect of losing one or more of these key defenders could prompt the club to delve into the transfer market for reinforcements. The departure of Van Dijk would leave a significant hole in Liverpool's defense, and if Gomez is sold, Liverpool would be left with just Konate and a few other options. The club may need to consider signing a replacement for the Dutchman and possibly a backup for Konate as well. However, Liverpool could also look to promote from within, with younger defenders like Joe Hardy and Sepp van den Berg potentially making the step up to first-team action. Regardless of how the summer shakeup unfolds, one thing is clear. Liverpool's defense will look very different in the coming seasons, and securing the future of Ibrahima Konate is key to that vision. Conclusion: in the ever-changing world of football, where player transfers and contract negotiations seem to be in constant flux, Ibrahima Konate's future at Liverpool remains a crucial topic of conversation. With no immediate breakthrough in contract negotiations, the club is facing the possibility of losing a key player in the near future. Despite the Frenchman's continued excellence on the pitch, Konate has made it clear that he is not actively seeking a move away, but with top clubs like PSG circling, Liverpool will need to act quickly to ensure his long-term future is secured at Anfield. As the summer transfer window approaches, the club is set for a defensive shakeup, with key figures like Van Dijk, Gomez, and Konate potentially at the center of that transition. For Liverpool fans, the hope is that Konate's bond with the club will see him stay put, especially after his emphatic celebrations following big wins like their Champions League victory over PSG. There's no better way for Liverpool to convince Konate to stay than by continuing to perform at the highest level and securing silverware. If the Reds can do that, it would make it even clearer that there's no better place for Konate than Anfield.